Audi didn't need to radically reinvent its second-generation A5 Cabriolet. A few tweaks and updates on the existing theme would have been sufficient to prolong its stay near the top of the mid-sized premium drop-top sector. As it happens, rather more than that has been delivered, this Mark II model being lighter, more efficient, easier to enjoy and better to drive, with classy looks, impressive build quality and cutting-edge technology. The styling may be evolutionary, but the objectives here are uncompromising. Ingolstadt wants class leadership in this segment.
Audi has gone to great lengths to make this second-generation A5 Cabriolet model stiffer, lighter and more dynamically adept, and with some success. Now, thanks to the new MLB Evo platform and plenty of extra strengthening, it's 40% more torsionally rigid than before, yet it also manages to be up to 55 kilos lighter, which makes it feel more agile and immediately responsive through the turns. Also helping here is a sophisticated, fully independent 5-link front and rear suspension arrangement that can be embellished with adaptive damping on request. Another freshly developed feature of this Mark II design is a 7-speed S-tronic auto gearbox that features efficient dual-clutch technology. That couldn't be had on front-driven versions of the previous generation model. Included across the range is the usual Drive Select vehicle dynamics system that in its standard form allows you to tweak the steering feel, the throttle response and the gear shift timings to suit the way that you want to drive. Under the bonnet, there's more new engineering in the form of an efficient 2-litre TFSI petrol unit developing 190 PS or 252 PS if you order it paired up with the latest, more responsive version of Audi's Quattro 4-wheel drive system. The alternative is a 190 PS 2-litre TDI diesel unit that we're trying here. This has a rapid turn of speed, yet it can also manage 62.8 mpg on the combined cycle and 118 grams per kilometre of CO2 in S-tronic automatic form. This 4-cylinder diesel can also be paired with Quattro all-wheel traction, and that's a mandatory feature on the 3-litre TDI variants. At the top of the range lies another 3-litre V6. This one's petrol-powered and installed beneath the bonnet of a potent 354 PS S5 Quattro variant that storms to 62 mph in just 5.1 seconds. This Mark II model A5 Cabriolet looks exactly what it is, a more sophisticated, gym-toned version of its predecessor. Now, if you're tempted to conclude that not much has changed here, you only have to reference the previous version. Then you'll appreciate just how the looks of this car have evolved in a second-generation guise that's longer, lighter, stiffer and sleeker than the car it replaced. Now, you'll want to know about the redesigned roof, which now operates via a neat one-touch mechanism controlled via these switches below the gear lever. One touch is now all that's needed, either to close the hood in 18 seconds or to open it again in 15 seconds. Either operation also possible at speeds of up to 31 miles an hour. Now at the rear, slim three-dimensional LED rear lights stretch into a boot lid that's topped by a subtle spoiler that aims to further emphasise the lower and wider theme. While we're back here, let's take a look in the boot. Now, given this Mark II model's slightly increased length, we had expected this cargo space to be a little larger than before, but it remains at 380 litres in size when the roof's up like that. So luggage capacity with this car in its open configuration falls to only 320 litres. So time to open the long, wide driver's door and take a seat inside, where you will find yourself in a cabin we think will really sell you this car. And one of the few things that motoring experts agree on is that Audi sets a standard by which other automotive interiors have to be judged. And this one is, as usual, very difficult to criticise. We like the seats too, which can now feature optional neck-level vents to warm you when you're travelling al fresco on cold mornings. Now they position you perfectly in front of a magnesium-framed, leather-stitched, 3-spoke multifunction steering wheel. Through this, in standard models, you'd view 2 conventional analog dials separated by the usual information screen. Here, though, as you can see, we've got something much nicer than that. the optional virtual cockpit, which replaces the entire instrument binnacle with a 12.3-inch LCD colour monitor. And it has a layout that's fully digital and customisable with smart 3D graphics and highly detailed effects. Anything this setup can't tell you will almost certainly be covered by the slimline MMI infotainment display that dominates the top of the dashboard. Now it's 7 inches in size on standard models, or 8.3 inches if you go for the top MMI Navigation Plus with MMI Touch system that we're trying here, with its crisp 3D maps and responsive NVIDIA graphics. So let's take a seat in the rear. Now this is a part of the car where you most appreciate this second generation design's 13mm of extra wheelbase. That has freed up an extra 23mm of knee room, and that's something further aided by these scalloped cutouts in the front seat backs. What it all boils down to is that the Cabriolet line has become something of an Audi icon, and it's likely there'll be no shortage of people willing to sign on the line for this one just because it's the latest instalment. Happily though, those seduced by the image should luck into the premium mid-size convertible that the others have to beat.